Patricia, tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, as you said, my name is Patricia. I'm currently living in Ecuador, but I am Paraguayan. I grew up in Paraguay, yeah,
Mhm.
but I moved here because my husband is Ecuadorian.
Very good. And when did you start learning English?
I started to learn English 10 years ago when I was 18 years old. I just finished my college um, school, and then I started to learn English. At the same time, I started my degree at university. I started to learn English too.
Wonderful. Okay. And how what sort of inspired you learning English? How did you sort of reach such a good level?
I think, well, I think because I've been studying it for a long time, and also because I had the opportunity to travel to an English speaking country that helped me a lot to improve my English, my pronunciation, to have the opportunity to interact with native people. That I think it's a key to learn the English and to improve, to master the language.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And Patricia, obviously you're you speak Spanish as your first language. What
Yeah.
what do you think are the challenges for Spanish speakers learning to speak English?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges is definitely the lack of exposure to the language we have here. That's why one of my main recommendation I could give to a Latin speaker that is learning English is to expose themselves to an English speaking environment. For example, using phones in English, using computers in English, reading books in English, watching movies in English, and also using subtitles, but in English. And another thing that I found was really, really useful for me, and I think that really expand my English
Hmm.
in a big way, was to use the language to learn something new.
Okay.
Because, for example, when you are studying the language, when you are studying English, sometimes we just think, okay, it's just a subject, and you could think it is just as math or as chemistry, and it's not like that.
Wow.
You need
Yeah.
to feel that the language is useful for you. You need to feel the language is useful for your life. So when I was at university, I started to read articles about nutrition, about healthcare in English. And because
Okay.
I wanted to understand, I put a kind of pressure on my brain to understand, and that allowed me to understand and to how can you say to integrate the language in my life. Yeah,
Mhm.
that one of my main recommendation for
Okay.
Latin
Okay, that's
speakers.
fascinating. So you learn new subjects via English